DP joins us from afar. He's in Orlando or Kissimmee, Florida for the Nebraska basketball. They're down there for the ESPN Events Classic. DP, Nebraska has a new coach. It is Matt Rhule. It is official. Your initial response to what we kind of knew was coming yesterday, it is now official today, of Matt Rhule indeed being the 32nd head football coach for Nebraska.
I'm going to try to be simple to the news, right?
Okay. That
today will be about Matt Rhule and what he brings to the table, and I think within their statement and the official, I don't know. Have you guys read the statement from Nebraska football?
Do you get that pulled up?
Yeah, I can pull it up on the email.
No, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and read it because there's a lot of nuggets, a lot of information in the statement, and to be respectful of all of it, you should just we should just read it. So I'll read it. And it says, Matt Rhule to lead Nebraska football program. A proven builder in college football, Matt Rhule was hired as Nebraska's 31st permanent head coach in Nebraska history. It'll be announced on Monday in Lincoln. Of course, the statement from Trev Alberts, the 47-year-old Rhule built an impressive resume over the past 25 seasons with experience at both the collegiate and professional levels, served as head coach for 10 years, 7 seasons in college, the past 3 with the Panthers. Trev, and the statement is from Trev. It says, his success as a head coach at Temple and Baylor provides evidence of Rhule's ability to build a program and makes him an ideal fit at Nebraska. It's a privilege to welcome Coach Matt Rhule, his wife Julie, and their family to Nebraska. Coach Rhule has created a winning culture throughout his coaching career, and he will provide great leadership for the young men in our football program. Matt is detail-oriented. His teams are disciplined and play a physical brand of football. Matt also has the personality and relationship building skills to build a great staff and excel in recruiting. Rhule said that it is an honor to lead the Nebraska program and join the Lincoln community. He is excited to return to the college game and the opportunity to coach in the Big Ten Conference. From Rhule, it is a tremendous honor to be chosen to lead the Nebraska football program. When you think of great tradition-rich programs in college football, Nebraska is right on top of the list. The fan base is second to none, and I consider it a privilege to have the opportunity to coach in Memorial Stadium on Tom Osborne Field. My family and I are so grateful to become part of the Husker family. Now, guys, it goes deeper, but
yeah.
All of the talking points were hit. All of the boxes were checked. that detail-oriented, which recent history would say is a thing at Nebraska. Physical brand of football that wants to be played. He was a linebacker at Penn State, so to the core of what he did. He comes in. He'll come back to college football with a 47-43 record. I want to circle that. That at 47-43 at Temple and Baylor. Neither of those, if you've ever been to Philadelphia for college football and you've been to Waco, Texas for college football, and I have for both in some great detail, they are not Lincoln, Nebraska, or the Nebraska Cornhuskers. The fan bases aren't the same. The energy is not the same. But what Matt Rhule does is he provides comfort for the peripheral football fan. Because he looks the part. He speaks the part. He looks like Nick's dad. Like there's
he does.
Right? Like we fully know that there's a part of Nebraska, right? Like you gotta look at it now, right?
Stick with us for breaking news because it's coming from my household.
You're right. You'll never unsee that. You'll never unsee that. Like you'll never look at Matt Rhule again and not go, "That's Nick's dad."
I'm gonna see him at the press conference. I'm gonna be like, "Dad,
what's up, Dad?
Dad, what's for dinner tonight?"
Congratulations on the job, Dad.
Yeah,
right.
Why didn't you tell me?
Right? So
Yeah, intel.
can I ask you guys how you feel about the announcement?
Yeah, I'll start. I mean, here's the deal, DP, and go back to yesterday. It was such an emotional win for Nebraska, where they're up 24-0 against Iowa, your nemesis the last 7 years. And Mickey, they hang on to win. Mickey's press conference was excellent afterwards, just kind of talking about that. Had his kid up there too on the podium, which was very cute. It was just a great scene to end that misery against that program on their field and probably take them out of a chance to go to the Big Ten championship unless both Purdue and Illinois lose today. But I mean, it was such a great day, and it stinks. So that's over already right now, and it's on to Matt Rhule. But with that being said, with the future in focus and being what we're looking at, yeah, I mean, Matt Rhule is a respected name in college football, but because what you said, what he did at Temple, and what he did at Baylor. The NFL is a different thing. I don't want people bringing up the NFL and his failures. I mean, some guys aren't NFL coaches. Nick Saban failed in the NFL. How many guys from college have failed in the NFL and went back to college? It happens. It happens. So my question, DP, all along has been this, though, and I want your thoughts on this regarding Matt Rhule, is that, he's getting a lot of money to go away from Carolina, from the Panthers. Is he motivated to put the work in right away at Nebraska necessary to get this program off the ground quickly, knowing that, hey, he's fine. Financially, he's got no issues at all. Do you have any questions with that? Any?
Okay, so I fall. Matt Rhule's currently on ESPN.
Yeah, I see him. He's on College Game Day, right?
Okay,
there's Papa. Hey, Pop Dick.
Which here's the thing. I'm going to stalk him today.
You should.
I'm going to stalk him today to get him. See, I was in Charlotte the day he got fired from the Panthers. And because of that, I got fed a lot of information, like just a ton of information. My issue and concern would be, one, look, you can talk about the Panthers, his time there, whatever way you want. If you want to focus on the college thing, here's what the focus should be. Winning, if it's not winning now, why did you do it? If winning right now isn't the thing,
right,
the developer of men is sitting in your building. His ability to unite young men and lead them and get them charged and emotional about Nebraska football. You saw it yesterday. You literally saw it. So if you were going to say that winning now isn't important, that you need time to build it and develop it, then why make the decision? But there will be answers to that. I don't understand it. Look, my career as a high school coach and arena coach was to come in and evaluate situations and say, here are the parts that you can keep, here are the parts that you can build around, but here are the foundational things that you need to take care of first. And with that, then the question has to be, what's the priority? Is the priority to win in 3 years? Like, what's the focus? Because if you're gonna start and say, look, we've got 3 years to get it right, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Guys, I have to cut in here. Trey Palmer just announced that he is going to go and prepare for the NFL draft.
This was Nick. You're dead on that. The roster that currently exists. First of all, think of the things that are consistent with Nebraska football. One, the walk-on program, where 85 kids walk on from various corners of Nebraska. Do you think that in a rebuild, Matt Rhule is going to come in and say, I'm going to focus my time, resources, and energy on 60%, 65% of the roster not contributing on Saturdays?
Yeah.
Right? So there are going to be a lot of uncles and dads who are going to be really disappointed with the change in the roster, because it's going to happen. Yeah. And then within the roster, Matt Rhule now has to relearn Nebraska football. Like he has to relearn Nebraska high school football. He has to learn who the power brokers are in Nebraska when it comes to the different corners. He'll have to relearn the 500-mile radius. And listen, The 500-mile radius in Nebraska is different than the 500-mile radius of Philadelphia and Waco, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as somebody said, you can walk out your door and throw your hat and hit a 4-star and a 3-star talent in Texas. That's not the case here. So you're going to have to learn it. Not saying he can't do it. He's going to have to do it. But they also said in this thing, listen, the project is forward a few years. You guys are Husker fanatics, man. Tell me how you feel about them saying, we're going to start over. You're going to implode the roster. You're going to implode the management in the building. You're going to change relationships. And then you're going to change focus. It's going to be way messier than it will be neat.